We serve 90% of our customers are Lao customers. But BFL is that we want each of our customers to have a personal banker.
Sabadi, welcome to Target Exclusive Program. Today we receive our special guest, Mr. Arnold Courier, Managing Director of Bank Franco Laos, or BFL we know. Welcome to the program, Sabadi.
Sabadi.
First of all, please introduce yourselves and about the business of BFL briefly.
So I'm Arnaud Collier. So I've been in Laos since around 4 years now. So I'm managing director of BFL and also involved in some other association like the European Chamber of Commerce in Laos as a president. So BFL will celebrate this year's anniversary. We have been here in the market since 10 years, serving both corporate customers. So now after 10 years, we have 25,000 customers around Laos in Luang Prabang, Vang Vieng, Vientiane, Savannakhet and Pak Se. We serve 90% of our customers are Lao customers and 10% international customers. We offer all the services of a commercial bank in Laos. Maybe also to give more understanding, we are the fruit of a partnership between a French bank called BRED and BCEL, the first bank in Laos.
So I think most of people know that BFL is the first European bank entering in the banking market in Laos. Can you give us the background, or how did you see the opportunities of the banking sectors in Laos 10 years ago?
So our group BRED is looking for adventure. The group decided to develop an international network, but not in very big countries, because we have a sister company, Natixis, that is already present in Singapore, Hong Kong, etc. And BRED wanted to develop its activities emerging countries, and especially countries where SMEs were important, because our DNA, the DNA of BRED Group, is to serve SMEs. And Laos was a country without European banks, as after were Cambodia and Fiji and the Solomons and Vanuatu, where BRED decided to invest also.
So since 2010s, the late 2000s, I think mainly private sector in domestic bank has been established, and then foreign bank entering almost at the same time with you. So now we kind of quite have a lot of banking in this small market. So how do you see your strengths or your competitiveness in this market?
You're right, we have I think 43 banks in Laos, so it's a lot, but there are not so many banks that are not only in Vientiane. So for us, we are in province also. So as I said, we are in the north, in the south, in the main economic centers of the country, whereas the majority of the banks are only in Vientiane. So first, we have this global coverage and this global knowledge of the country. So it means that we can help our customers not only in Vientiane, also in Laos. Then we are also in Cambodia. So it means that we have a link. We have a sister company also in Vietnam. We have a rep office in Myanmar. So it means that we have a regional coverage also. So it's not only like a small interest in Vientiane, but a global interest in the country, in the region and around the world.
Yes. And one interesting question, that you are the joint venture with BCL. So how do you work with BCL and how to complement the banking business in Laos?
BCL is clearly the biggest bank. They have the biggest market share in Laos. We are targeting specific type of customers. So obviously all the people trading with investing from Europe also, so the European investors or the Lao companies that want to invest in Europe. We have a big network around the world. So our mother company BRED has a network in more than 180 countries around the world. So meaning that we can transfer money everywhere, which is a competitive advantage and which complements also BCL. And then we have also specific targets. So especially women. I think we will talk about this a little bit later, but also international corporates. Of course, we are regulated by the Bank of Laos, the Central Bank of Laos, but also by the European Central Bank. So we have to respect the highest international banking standards in the world. It helps also the big corporates to know that when they bank with us, we will be perfect on compliance, on like all the standards that an international bank has to respect.
From your talk, I think many people quite surprised or impressed because we have a kind of a special bank joint venture with some particular country like Thai Lao Bank or ANZ, Australian New Zealand Bank or other banks. The customer tend to be come from the original company. But from your talk, you said that most of your customer, 90% is Laotian. Can you tell us more the story or the strategy of the BFL on this?
Our group, so Bread, really wants to domestic market in Laos and in all the countries where they are. So we are not just working like other banks with international corporates, but we are really working with the SMEs in the country. Because our specialty in France is really SMEs. When Bread was created now 100 years ago, and really for us at BFL, we want to reproduce the same. So meaning that being service really entrepreneurs in Laos, and with all the techniques, with all the experience we learned from France to help the country to be developed.
Now it's coming or still on concerning about the second wave of COVID-19. I think most of sectors get impacted. Can you tell about the impact on the banking sector, especially for the case of BFL, and how did you respond?
Of course, the impact of COVID is very high, especially because the borders were closed. And the first sector that suffered from that was tourism sector, hospitality. And we have many customers in hospitality, especially in Luang Prabang and also in Vang Vieng. Maybe we are one of the first bank for this sector. End of March, we decided very rapidly to give to our customers in the hospitality sector a COVID package. We proposed them to stop paying their loans, capital and interest, or paying only interest, depending on their needs and depending on their treasury. The amount at stake in this sector for BFL was around $30 million equivalent. So it means that we proposed to 30 million to our customer having $30 million loan value to stop paying, and the majority of them accepted, and we are very happy because we were understanding their needs. Then we proposed many things, and especially we helped them to move towards electronic payments. So we have a very good internet banking for corporates. And of course, we push them to use it so that they avoid to go out and being exposed to the COVID. And same for our individual customers. We have a mobile app, and we pushed all our customers to do more and more electronic transaction transfers to avoid to be exposed to the COVID.
So I think that totally agree with your comment, because positively impact from the COVID-19 is the speed up of the fintech, or the many services in the banking sector tend to be like online payment become more and more convenient. I think the movement of the BFL is very fast, and as you are also the president of ECIL, we see that you did the survey even faster than the other institute, and you get a very fast response. So can you elaborate more about the approach this?
Yes, and this is important, and this is what I say to my teams in the bank and also in the European Chamber of Commerce, is we are in a crisis situation. So it's not the time to stay at home and waiting for the things to happen or to be solved. It's on the contrary, the timing where our customers or our partners needs help. And so that's why we did these surveys. That's why we we were very active through the chamber with the government to propose them some measures, and some were also adopted very rapidly. And for BFL, it was the same. So we contacted all of our customers through call centers, SMS, text to see what were their needs. We developed also a partnership with Prudential Insurance, so about life insurance, about COVID coverage, very rapidly, because it was the need of our customers. So this is really what we try to do, to be reactive, proactive, and answer the needs of our customers.
So as the situation of COVID still continue and predicted to be quite last long to maybe next year, I think your customer may expect it some additional package or some measurement to support any products or package, stimulus package from BFL are being prepared now?
Yes, sure. The thing again, some of our customers think that it's also an opportunity. So you know, in Chinese, the character to say crisis means also opportunity. Yeah? For us, this is really something we always have in mind. For example, in the hospitality, they are renovating their hotel. So of course, we help them to renovate so that they will be ready when the borders will reopen, or when the travel bubble that we hope in ASEAN will be effective. And there are many projects in the country, and also domestic travel. I know that you received Mr. Inti during the last interview, and we cooperated on a project, with him, especially near Takek, for domestic travel. And all the domestic travel initiatives are very interesting and important. And maybe one thing, of course, we provide finance to our customers, but we also try to be considered as their advisor, their strategic partners. So meaning that we help them to think differently sometimes. So some hotels in Luang Prabang, for example, were not open. So we discuss with them, we tell them, okay, just work together, just open your hotel, then we will try to push our customers and the people we know to go in your hotel, so that at least you can cover some costs and not only close, waiting for the new opening or the end of this COVID situation.
That's very amazing and good examples. Now let me turn to the questions on the banking for women entrepreneurs, which you also mentioned that you want to have some comment on this. I think your bank is very famous program to support women entrepreneurs. Can you give us some success story of this product?
We have many success stories. It's not it's like joint success stories, because we financed a lot of women entrepreneurs. Some are very successful, and you will probably receive them one day, like Mrs. Beye from Pagnati, with different famous women, but also the future famous women in Laos. Why? Because we studied our portfolio after 5 years of activity in Laos with the help of the International Finance Corporation, so the World Bank. And it appeared that statistically, women were doing a smaller project at the beginning, but this project became progressively bigger without unpaid. So it means that statistically, they are really managing very well their businesses. And when you see the statistics in Laos, you can see that more than 50% of the entrepreneur or of the people having a business license in Laos are women. However, only I think 30% of the women have a banking account in Laos. So how can we explain this difference? It's probably because of access to finance. It's probably because of education. That's why we decided not only to help women entrepreneurs to finance their business and to give them like free advice or proposing them one specific service unit. So at iTech Mall, we have really dedicated service unit for women. But also we were thinking with the help of different associations, so the Lao Women Association, the United Nations Development Funds, to promote the access to finance for young women. And we also participated to mentoring initiatives and with sponsoring. So we are trying to help them to progressively access, but from 15 years old basically to 30 when they are entrepreneurs already.
People might get concerned that the access to finance is not easy. You need to have a good business plan and collateral and some many others obstacles. But in case of BFL, so you support from the beginning by coaching, training, and mentoring the young entrepreneur.
Yeah, especially women. Then there are some other projects also, especially with the LNCCI, so the National Chamber of Commerce, especially in agriculture. Because even if people don't have collateral, so the idea is maybe to group together and then borrow money, so that for the bank the risk will be diversified, and from the entrepreneur or agriculture perspective, they will work together with different families and have access to finance to develop their main small projects. Yeah.
I think thanks to the COVID-19, now many people have more interest in agribusiness. And it's also important pillar for the economic recovery. So how do you see your perspectives on the post-COVID for the economic recovery and also for the finance to support a young and smart entrepreneur or farmers?
I think that Laos has a lot of advantages. So for agriculture, for sure, the country has plenty of opportunities, and we have plenty of people that knows how to farm the land. And of course, it's better not to depend on other countries, but being able to produce our own products. So. And for sure, we'll be involved in that because we think it's important. And with the COVID, you're right, it's very clear. There are many things to be done in Laos, also for Lao people. So there are plenty of opportunities in the industrial sector. We can see, for example, in the south, the special economic zones are very dynamic. So there are many things, and I'm sure that we will be able to attract more investors. Because people can see that Laos did not suffer too much from COVID, so they will come back. They will see, and then we have a very good electricity network, and it's a real competitive advantage.
Do you have any specific advertisement to the potential customer to get to know BFL more and get more easy access to finance?
Maybe the big difference we have at BFL is that we want each of our customers to have a personal banker. So it means that if you call the bank, you have someone who will answer, and this person will know you and be able to understand and answer your needs. This is maybe the most important thing. After, of course, as a European bank, as you said, clearly the security is our priority. So we can ensure everybody that their money is safe within our bank because we are part of this international group. And this is the second advantage. And of course, the third one is the innovation, because we are always new features on our mobile app. For example, I think in a few days we will launch a second version of our mobile application, and we are working with partners like with BCEL, with LabNet, also the interbank system. Today, for example, we are maybe the only bank to give to its customers the capacity to transfer money, every bank in Laos, but everywhere in the world also through the mobile app. And soon we'll launch the Tap and Go card also. But again, maybe the most important thing is our capacity to give a personal banker to each of our customers.
And last question, I would like to hear your opinions on the digital banking, because I think many European banks now they are doing the examinations and modeling of the digital banking. And I think a few days ago we read the articles of the Sweden Central Bank that they make a simulations on this. So do you expect to see the digital currency or digital banking in Laos in the near future?
It is already here, so meaning that you can see that you can already pay by QR code, you already have e-wallets, so the capacity to use digital money. Digital is an opportunity for sure. It will help to go faster and enable the transfer of money between individuals, between companies, and etc. However, what is very important for basic operations, digital will come. Digital is already here. But banking and finance is not only about transfer, transactions, and etc., but about advisory also, added value services. And digital cannot replace the people. If you have a project for your family, for your company, you will need to talk to somebody. And this is really what we are doing. So we are trying to digitalize all the simple operations, but we are at the same time trying to develop the skills of our people so that they can really give added value services and advice to our customers.
Thank you for watching Target Exclusive. Looking forward for you to follow our programs for inside business in Laos with creativity and trust. Thank you very much. สบายดี